Well, I just finished my Chapter 3 assessment in real estate course and I did not pass. I got a 70% and you need an 80% to pass. So I'm going to have two more opportunities to retake the assessment or the quiz for the end of Chapter 3, my journey to becoming a real estate salesperson. In this particular chapter, the quiz was a little bit more challenging in the way the questions were written for me. So my experience going forward is going to have to be more prepared for such a comprehensive review of the chapter inside the quiz. One of the questions that I ended up marking incorrectly, I had actually changed my answer. So had I kept my original answer, I would have passed. So that's disappointing, but you cannot go backwards or rewind. You have to really stick with whatever course and decisions you make at any given point in time and move forward from there. This is about all we can do because, like all things in life, and I've learned along the way through the course of my life that life only goes forward. It doesn't go backwards. And that's the way we are all designed. You know, a lot of times people will measure you by the person they once knew and not take time out to see or understand the person you become. And that too can be challenging to deal with and work with because you've made such effort and you've produced so much and you've obtained so much and achieved and overcome and then someone's talking about one moment in time 30 years ago. And so this is why I decided to do a video journal of my journey for real estate, because I have had other journeys in education and training, and my experience with those has been this social disruption coming from people, places, and things that were watching or yearning or conspiring against my achievement or what have you. I was someone who always smiled, very generous, laughed, very giving, kind. And I think that when I was reading actually this book about how the psychology of an evil mind, people have evil thoughts and then they have evil deeds. Well, I have the opposite psychology. I have good thoughts and good deeds. So the two, when they're clashed up against one another, it's just a battle of will or power to one to the other. And that has been the struggle of life for all of humanity throughout time. So I'm not boo-hooing about it. It's just a fact of life that we must face and deal with in some environments. Not all environments are as such. Some people are born and raised in a nurturing environment where they have healthy surroundings and people who only want to see them succeed. I was not necessarily a part of that statistic. And I grew up in Los Angeles mostly. And fortunately, I got to travel. So I read and I explore life through documentaries and other people's experiences. And so I'm not, my mind is not rooted in any one place or time. But my body has been, rooted and grounded and grown in the city of Los Angeles pretty much, which I find that people from other places and around the world, they have this idea of Los Angeles and they're all curious about it. But some of it's correct and some of it's not, that they portray in the movies and on film and in music. But mostly California, my experience, in Los Angeles, it's just, I mean, it's such a nice place to be. People, most people that I've had experiences with are laid back, casual, happy go lucky, not really necessarily in struggle or stress. Like I've experienced I remember one time I was in New York. Oh, and I was riding the subway. It was so crowded. Everybody was in a rush, and, I was going to work myself as well. And, that rush crowd, if you ever been on the subway going to work in the morning in New York, you know what I'm talking about. It is a total contrast to life here in Los Angeles, because there's so many people. The population is dense. And so, so anyways, I don't want to go off topic too far or delve into other issues. But main point is I'm a little disappointed because I didn't pass my quiz. So then my ego is searching for, woe is me, and a little sympathy and a little, explanation. But no one's to blame but my own poor performance. And I should say that, I could have marked that one question right. So I'm a little frustrated by that. I had a friend who once told me, follow your first mind. Don't second guess yourself. Just go with your first mind. And in this case, that proved to be true. So I hope everybody is safe and healthy during this most scary time in history where things are changing and in the States, and we are faced with severe socioeconomic consequences and change in the way we move about and we get things done. So I'm going into a new area with this YouTube channel, and I hope it works out for me. Like with everything else I do, I always have high hopes. I expect the best, but I prepare for the worst. And so thank you for following me along on my journey. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback in any way that is positive, helpful, and hopeful and encouraging, then do so. But save any negative, hostile, or harsh criticisms. That does me no good. Okay, thank you.